What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 864,975. TikTok next block. Hope you guys are doing well. Listen, we're back on the political stuff real quick, okay? Like I said, from here on out, we're going to be talking about how we're going to win this election. And then obviously on Saturdays, I'm still going to be doing my Satoshi Saturday. If you want to support the channel, the links are down below. If you want to learn about some different things, links down below. And go ahead and go down there and see what's up. So, what do we have here, guys? Right? What do we have here? Seriously, let's slow this down, right? Let's speak objectively, which is pretty much impossible. But let's talk about this election, right? So, in my estimation, the election was. Let's just say in 2020, it wasn't done right, okay? So I want this video to go up. And then what has happened in these last 3 3/4 years? The Afghanistan, the disgraceful, awful pullout of Afghanistan. Now, again, I'm not a fan of us being over there in the first place. We should have never went over there, in my opinion. We never should have had a war. It never should have happened, but it did. And Trump, if he would have stayed in office, Trump would have got us out of there in a dignified manner, not left all those people and equipment behind. But, you know, Joe Biden did that. And Kamala Harris said she was the last person in the room. Then we had the chemical spill in Ohio, in East Palestine, Ohio, you know, Trump country or whatever. And did Joe Biden ever go up there? It took him a long time to go. And Pete Take It Up the Buggage, or Pete Buttigieg, I call him. The Secretary of Transportation, he went up there and just looked so weak and he didn't do nothing. And if you talk to the people on the ground, these people in East Palestine or Palestine, I don't know how you say it, Ohio, they're just like this administration left us behind, man. They just absolutely didn't help us, didn't bring anything. And guess who did go out there? Donald Trump went out there. Then you had the absolute tragedy out there in Maui, Ohio, Hawaii, where a lot of people are saying a lot of funny business happened, and I'm not going to talk about that on this video because, again, free speech ain't free. And what happened with that? Well, a lot of rumors not rumors, they actually, Oprah Winfrey and a lot of people were trying to buy up the land and everything else. I'm talking about the rumors of how the place got on fire. And then the rescue mission was very, very little, barely helped those people. These are Americans, guys. And, you know, go back and watch the videos and listen to what the people have to say about that. And I've talked to about 7 or 8 people here in Las Vegas that had either family or lived out there or whatever, and they all told me the same exact thing. And Biden was nowhere to be found. And when he finally did go out there, he was falling asleep at the little get-togethers and everything else. You remember that, when he was falling asleep. He didn't care. Sleepy Joe. But guess who did go out there and gave out water and everything else? You guessed it, Donald Trump. On his own dime, by the way. Then, obviously, these tragedies with Hurricane Helene. Trump was the first person on site within a day or two. Came out there on his own dime. Did what he had to do. And instead, Kamala Harris took a while to get out there. And Joe Biden was on vacation sleeping. And Kamala Harris was campaigning at first. And they said that we're going to give you $750 if you apply online for it. Not supplies, not everything else. And then there's rumors that there were people from FEMA not only not giving out supplies in an adequate manner, but they were stopping individuals, private citizens, especially up there in the mountains of North Carolina, stopping people and confiscating their gear and their supplies and everything else. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, again, helping out. And Secretary Mayorkas says, and I quote, we don't have enough money for that because, well, I don't quote. Basically, he said we don't have enough money for that because we got another hurricane coming. And again, the semantics the mainstream media plays and these propagandists play is this. They say, well, the reason why they don't have the money because there's different funds that FEMA has. They have one fund for this and one fund for that. And that particular fund doesn't have enough money for hurricane emergency situations. So instead of saying they spent over $1 billion on illegal immigrants, which they did, and that's factually correct, they said, oh, no, that was different money. That's not that for that. So either way, you don't have the money to help the people. And again, it's not about the money, it's about the supplies. It's about getting up there, because again, people can't spend money when they're stuck and they can't do anything. They need supplies, they need water, they need food, they need help. They need people to rescue them. They don't care about a check when they're going through that. Policy after policy in this country, and things that when people are in an emergency, those three things I talked about, Hawaii, Ohio, Helene, and now a little bit of Florida. Pray for those people. I heard it's not hitting as hard, but I haven't checked lately. Policy after policy after policy, everything is America last with this administration. This is why they don't have Kamala Harris go on any networks that will oppose her, right? She'll never go on Fox News or Newsmax or News Nation or any outlet online, any social media outlet like Patrick Bet-David or Tim Pool or Joe Rogan or anybody that's either moderate or right-wing or libertarian or independent. Never. It's always got to be left-wing, or somebody's going to treat her and talk to her with kid gloves. I mean, look at all her interviews. Just look at them. This is facts, man. This is not opinions. These are facts, what she does, right? I mean, it's just true. And then we got people out here that are stupid enough to believe that Kamala Harris is strong enough to be our president. Did you see her on The View the other day? The day before yesterday, I think it was. She went on there and they were so nice to her. And, oh, hi, Kamala. And you're so good. And Trump's so bad. And because the theme is, she's calm. She's not like Joe Biden. She's the breath of fresh air. She's the black woman. She's got 2 infinity stones of wokeness, black and a woman, allegedly. Right? She's different. She's not Joe Biden. Even though Joe Biden is a hero and he did a great job, he's a little older, and some of the policies, we don't really agree with, even though we agree with him when he was the president. And the only reason we're saying we don't agree with him now because Kamala's here. Sonny Holston asked Kamala, hey, Kamala, you're doing a great job and you did a great job as VP. Hey, what would you do different? Because you and Joe Biden, are different. What would you do different? And Kamala says, oh, well, we're two different people and all of that. Then she started going to this diatribe about how she's this and that and didn't answer the question. And then softly, Sonny Holston asked her again, well, what would you do different? Well, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. That's what Kamala Harris said. Said in the quiet part out loud. And the reason she said that, and again, this woman absolutely knew these questions were coming. It's not like these are hard questions. These are softball, easy questions. Even if she memorized the script and said, well, this is what I'm going to do different. Because a couple weeks before that, Joe Biden threw her under the bus. Because again, she's trying to run under, first she said, I'm not Trump. I'm different than Trump. She's trying to run under, hey, I'm not Joe Biden, everything that happened. She's just going to pretend like she hasn't been the VP during the bad stuff. See, she's the VP when it comes to, I have experience. I'm great. I've already been in the White House. I can do this and do that. But when it comes to the bad stuff, oh, no. I didn't have any power. That wasn't me. I can't do anything, What many people don't realize is as an executive, because she is an executive as the vice president, again, because you got judicial, legislative, and the executive branch. She's part of the executive branch. Don't sit here and let her fool you, or any of your friends, let them fool into your friends to say that she's not in the executive branch. She's number 2 behind, I was going to say Joe Biden, but we all know it ain't him. She has voted on more tie-breaking situations in the Senate because, again, for those of you that don't know, there's 100 senators, there's 50 Republicans and 50 Democrats. Guess who gets the tiebreaker when it comes to the Senate? Because, again, the bill goes from the House to the Senate, up to the executive branch, up to Joe Biden's desk. Guess who signs that tiebreaker? It's Kamala Harris. Do you know how many bills she did? America Last bill. She has a lot of power, but nobody talks about that. Why? Because she can't stand on that record. Because she knows for a fact that everything that Joe Biden has done, not only has she backed it up, but she brought the bill up and broke the tiebreaker and brought the bill to him so he can sign it. And you need to tell people that. People don't know that shit because they'll never tell them that on CNN and MSDNC and nothing but crap and ABC and CBS and PBS and the rest of them. Could you imagine, guys? Again, it's not about Democrat and fucking Republicans. Excuse my language. It's about America first policies and America last policies, good versus evil. Can you imagine if all these left-wing or whatever media you want to call them, state-sponsored propagandists, didn't just lie to the American people and actually told the truth? Can you imagine if they actually told the truth? Again, if you're a Democrat and you want to win and you want the Republicans to lose in that old system, in that little low-level thinking or whatever, then why do you have to lie as a not as a politician, because politicians lie. I don't blame a politician. But why, as when I turn on the news, whether it's regular news like, you know, regular ABC, CBS I don't pay for, or cable news that I'm paying for, why is it that when I'm getting the news after I come home from work, why is it that you're lying to me? You're so one-sided. Why? You know, why do you got to tell me that Donald Trump supports Project 2025 when he said he's not? Why do you keep telling me Donald Trump was Adolf Hitler, and then when somebody says, hey, he got shot because of that rhetoric, it's, oh, no, we don't say that. Why do you tell me that he's going to be a dictator on day one? Why did you tell me he incited an insurrection when he didn't? He didn't. Why are they telling me all these things? And why are you guys talking about him so much? Why are you talking about him, Trump bad, and not telling me why Kamala's good? Why? Besides, she's a nice lady and she's got a great personality. What's her fucking policies? How's she going to make America great? How? These people literally, these are how good of a marketers these people are. They literally took the slogan, make America great again, into a bad thing. And I got to give them credit for that. Not good credit. But these people are playing to win. Okay? Now, let me say this to you guys. Republicans are weak as fuck. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the media in the Republican Party. Fox News. I don't really like Fox News. I like them sometimes. They got a couple of good journalists up there. I like Newsmax. Newsmax is okay. They're a bit extreme on some things, but I like Newsmax. I like News Nation. They're okay. Bill O'Reilly, he's, you know, whatever. There's not really any strong right-wing media out here. And there's not really a lot of right-wing strong politicians out there. There are some America First guys that I really, really like, but the majority of them are not. They don't play the same game as the Democrats. The Democrats are fucking liars, guys. Okay? Let me explain to you something real quick. There's a thing called the Secure the Border Act. Secure the Border Act. Look it up and Google it. Okay? This is a border bill, a real border bill, and I've said this, I think I said a week or two ago, that the Democrats turned down. Is still on Chuck Schumer's desk, because again, it went up from the House, because the House is, the majority is the Republicans right now. A real border bill, not the bullshit that I'm getting ready to talk about. They had it passed in the House, and of course Chuck Schumer still has it sitting on his desk. They didn't even put it up for a vote. And of course Kamala Harris would have turned it down, of course. Do you ever hear any Republicans talking about it? No. If this is the first time you heard about it, that's what I'm saying. Republicans are weak as hell as far as playing the nice guy, treating Democrats or America Last, neocon, whoever, America Last, anybody, politician with fucking kid gloves, right? They don't promote that bill. And it was a good fucking bill too. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. But I bet you heard about the Democratic bill, the quote unquote, the border act that they have, which was nothing but bullshit. Okay? If you actually pull it up online and read it, it's terrible, man. Only a small percentage of the money actually is there to close the border. You know what the rest of it's for? Woke nonsense agenda, a bunch of pork in it, a bunch of money to Ukraine, and it allows up to 5,000 illegal immigrants to come here. Then they can stop them from doing that. And they didn't put it up for voting until early to mid 2024, which means they only do it because they're trying to win the election. They're not trying to close the border. And by the way, a lot of Republicans are not trying to close the border either. Look at circa 2017, 2018, when they were stopping Donald Trump from closing the border and building the wall, right? So what do the Democrats do? The Democrats say it over and over and over again. Donald Trump stopped the bill. Even though he didn't, when the bill came out, I forgot who the speaker was at the time. I don't know if it was Mike Johnson. It might have been when Mike Johnson was just there, or Kevin McCarthy might have been just leaving. Don't quote me on that. It's one of the two. It's right in between the time stupid ass Kevin McCarthy, traitor, swamp creature he is. Guy talks on both sides of his mouth. Anyways, when that bill came across the desk, they're like, no, we're not going to sign this. And then Donald Trump got a chance to look at it, and he says, no way, this is stupid. This is not a fucking border bill. This is just a bunch of nonsense. Because Chuck Schumer basically saying is, because, you know, this game has been played for obviously decades and years, you know, hundreds of years, that if you want something as a Democrat, you got to give us something up to the Republicans and vice versa. I get that, okay? But no way in fuck I'm going to sit there and you're going to tell me that a border deal to close the border is going to allow 5,000 immigrants in, and meanwhile you got the other side, not the neocon Republicans, but the America First Republicans saying there's no way in fuck we're sending another 100 or 200 trillion or billion, over to Ukraine and put this package in for Israel, whatever it was. We don't want to do that. Why don't we do one bill at a time? And Matt Gaetz was talking about that. Individual. Oh, they say, oh no, we got to package it together. Why? Because they want the stupid ass money, or the money to go across seas, and they want to money wash, I'll say, that money and keep the machine going. Because again, these politicians don't work for me and you. And that's the Republicans' problem. They don't promote it right, okay? Nobody knows about it. What you need to do is understand and learn this shit, man. Reason why I'm saying this is because we have to win this election. I'm not going to go as far and say our country is over and stuff like that if we have an election and when we lose. I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say we're going to be in a lot of pain, and it's going to be a lot of cleaning up to do. I liken it to, let's say you have a rental property, right? And you let somebody live there that you didn't do a good job, and let's just say they got in there without your permission, and stole the election, okay? Let's just say they got in there, and for 4 years they just completely tore it up. They tore it down. They got illegals coming across into your house. Crime is out of control. Inflation is bad in your house. Everything's going up. Like, you know, your bills there. Your water bill was, you know, I don't know, $20 a month. Now it's $50 a month, and your electric bill went from $150 to $300, and your shingles are coming out the house. The roof is messed up. You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, I got to get these people out of my house because I can't have them in here for another fucking 4 years. That's what's going on with America. And again, guys, the reason why Joe Biden was inserted in there is because Hillary Clinton was supposed to win in 2016 and she didn't. And that's why they have completely torn this country down in record pace. And it's almost like if you had a plan to say, hey, let's fuck and screw the country up. Excuse my language, guys. I'm sorry. Let's screw the country up as quick as we can. Let's come up with a plan. Let's all of us come up with a plan. Everybody watching this, right? All of us put together could not put up a plan better than what this administration has done to screw up this country. You just can't. Everything is America last. 94 bills that Trump had about the border, executive orders, which, by the way, that Joe Biden got rid of. By the way, you do not, let me say this again, for those that are in the back or those of you that are new, you do not need Congress, the legislative branch of America, you don't need their permission. You don't have to send up any bills to close the border. I repeat, as the President of the United States, you do not need the legislative branch, the House and the Senate, to close the border. Why? Because the executive branch can do that. Now, again, you needed to build a wall and do certain things, but to close the border, they don't need that. But you will never hear that on the Democrat side and CNN and MSNBC and all that crap. So before I get on too long, and this is one of those videos I didn't know what I was going to talk about. Let me say this. Let me let you go. We got to win this election. So here's what we need to do. Okay, we all know this is nonsense. This is bullshit, right? We need to talk you need to make a list of all your family and friends, okay? And you need to start working on them because you don't have a lot of time. We just don't. I'm just telling you that. I'm telling you things that I'm doing. I can't tell you what to do. I can just make a suggestion. Write down everything, everybody you love and care about, and the people you actually know. Now, figure out what they are. If they're a Republican, don't worry about it. That's cool, but just make sure they're registered to vote, and don't be pesky about it. But just, hey, I know some Republicans may like Nikki Haley or something like that, but say, hey, this is a tight race and everything else. We got to make sure we win this thing, man. So, make sure you get registered. Give them some registration forms or whatever, and make sure they register to vote. All right, lightly touch them. Then you got the people with, I'm going to go to another extreme. You got people with Trump derangement syndrome. People with TDS, leave them alone. They're not going to, you're not going to get them to change. Those are the people we're going to be drinking their their woke lefty tears if Donald Trump wins. So forget them. Those people are absolutely crazy idiots and zombies. So forget them. What we need to work on is common sense. This is going to be hard to say in two words in the same sentence. Common sense Democrats. I can't even say it without laughing. We need to work on them, okay? And again, that's an oxymoron. It's like saying a good job or jumbo shrimp or something. And we need to get them unbrainwashed by showing them other outlets of news media that, because again, they probably don't like Trump, so don't come up from a Trump angle. Just say, hey, what do you want for the country? And ask them what their policies are. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to want, the policies that we want. Nobody cares about January 6th, okay? Nobody cares about their right to your body and abortions and all that crap. Nobody gives a fuck about that. What do people really want, guys? Just think about it in a logical sense. What do people want? People want to be the ability to buy shit without being broke and be able to buy stuff, period. They want to be safe. They probably want a closed border, and they don't want to go to war. Well, if that's the case, there's only one choice, guys. The only person that's getting us closer to the other direction is the administration that's in office now. So make sure you talk to them about that and have a common sense, but really work your ass off, man. Work your ass off like your country depends on you, because it does. It really does. And this is so damn important, man. It is. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, listen, this is the United States of America. This is the last beacon of hope, freedom, liberty, and justice for all. It is. We are the leader. We are the leaders of the free world. We just are. And our dollar is the best currency in the world, and we don't want it to collapse, even though we have different assets that go against that. We don't want the dollar to die. Trust me, guys. You don't want that, because just because your Bitcoin or your gold or silver or whatever you have is doing well, the other people around you are not going to be doing well. And trust me, and trust me when I say this, you don't want a bunch of people that are not doing well, okay? So you want the dollar to survive as long as it can, and the best way to do that, to me, is you got to vote for Donald Trump, man. He would bring energy costs down. He's going to deport a lot of these illegal immigrants. It's going to cost a lot of money to do in the beginning, but overall, it's going to save us a lot of money. But we got to get this country back on track. In order to do that, we always got to put America first. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. I love each and every one of you, and God bless you and your family, and God bless the United States of America. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.